It's your girl. No. No shh. What is up, you guys? Welcome back. Today we're going to do something new. Today we are going to be going over some Reddit posts. So I've been researching, you guys. I've been researching, and I feel like a lot of people enjoy Reddit reads or Reddit whisper sessions. So I was like, let me do one, you know. Especially this specific topic, this specific Reddit theme is called AITA, which stands for Am I the A-hole? It's basically where people tell stories and they leave up to the viewers or the readers to basically judge if they were the a-hole in the situation or the other person. I am doing this specifically for fun. Don't take this serious. This is just something to do for fun because I'm experimenting with content, okay? So if you don't like these type of videos, that's fine. Feel free to turn into my other ones. Without further ado, you guys, let's just hop right into the video. Hold up, before we hop in, I have to put in my gauges and put on some lip balm because I feel so crusty right now. Like, I feel so crusty, bro. I've been on the same gauge sizes for like 2 months now. A whole joke. This is lip balm, just from like Rare Beauty. It's not scented or anything. Okay, let me go ahead and pull up my phone. Okay, let's get into the first one. Am I the asshole for refusing to give my parents my location after they stopped paying for my tuition? I'm 19 years old and I'm a sophomore in college. Until last semester, my parents were paying for about 3/4 of my tuition and my housing. However, they insisted I use the Life 360 app, showing my location to them at all times. It wasn't optimal, but I figured it was up to them since they were paying for me. Over the holidays, however, my dad and I had a huge argument because I changed my major from biology to nursing. He told me I was throwing away a bigger opportunity, but I feel like I can help more people this way. Since then, I've had to start working 2 jobs and take out multiple student loans. I pay for everything now. My parents give me $0. Anyways, last weekend, I went on a road trip to another state, and my mom started texting me nonstop, demanding to know why I was in another state. I had forgotten about the tracking app at this point. I realized that's how they knew, and I just deleted the app. Then came the calls from both my parents, both of them saying how dangerous it is for me to not be tracked by them all the time. I told them I'm paying for my own life now. I value my privacy and I don't feel comfortable with the app. This has really infuriated my dad and upset my mom because she thinks that I'm trying to cut them off or something. They said if I don't turn it back on, then I'm not welcome for Thanksgiving this year. Am I the asshole? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Honestly, with her being, or him being, or them being 19, the tracking app shouldn't have been an option in the first place. Privacy is so important, especially to those who are younger adults, because they're learning who they are. They're growing, and sometimes they're going through things that they don't want to share with others, or they won't want to share relationships and experiences with other people, especially their parents. It gives off very much that her parents or their parents or his parents have a controlling issue, like a controlling problem, very much that they feel entitled to their child's well-being, their life, their personal business, and that's just not okay. Like, that's not okay. And the fact that asshole? I would love to know you guys' thoughts down below because that's honestly really crazy. Okay, the title of this next one is, am I the asshole if I skip my only sister's cross-country wedding? Let's dig deeper. I'm a 34-year-old female, and seriously considering not going to my only sister's 32-year-old female cross-country wedding this summer. My husband thinks it's obvious we shouldn't go, but I'm struggling with the indecision. Growing up, we were close. Then my sister was 17. Her boyfriend died. It was absolutely devastating. For the next 13 years, she pressured me and my mom to reach out every year on his birthday and death anniversary. During that time, there were constant emotional abuse spirals over text. We were punching bags. When I forgot in 2023, 13 years later, she guilt-tripped me extremely. I sent her a long text explaining I couldn't keep feeling obligated to text her on these dates every single year. I shared how hard this has been for me all these years, how I felt like I'd lost a sister because grief had taken over her life for so long. For the first time I spoke up. She never responded, which stung hard. We didn't speak for months. Then I got engaged. We slowly started talking again. I decided to look past a lot of stuff and more issues that arose that year. A year later, I dug deep and asked her to be my maid of honor. I thought maybe things could change. She was honored and said yes. What she actually did as my maid of honor, well, no card, no gift, never offered a speech, bailed on getting ready with me, no word, weird vibes and friction during all my festivities. And after pressing my mom about her actions, she told me flying out to my wedding was a burden for my sister. Mind you, she has her own business and makes 6 figures. Now she's getting married in June, and she hasn't asked me to be in her wedding party. She chose a friend as a maid of honor. She's excluded me from all general wedding updates and planning. Hasn't texted me the past 5 months. I did get a couple of thank yous this fall when I sent her a thank you card with pictures. Last year, we got into a big argument. She was ripping into me about how bad it was I hadn't sent a formal save the date yet, even though she'd had the date for weeks. I brought up the text she never responded to. That's why I waited a few weeks to tell her I was engaged. My fault again. She claimed she had written a response, but her therapist told her not to send it because I wouldn't receive it well. So even her silence was my fault. Then she said, "You don't get it. Just like a cancer patient, they're the one affected, no one else." Basically saying her suffering will always matter more than mine. I just let the conversation end. What's the point? I spent over 15 years walking on eggshells around her. I'm exhausted. I'm terrified of having the bad sister label forever and dealing with family fallout for the rest of my life. I feel like if I don't go, that will hang over me forever. If I go, it's self-betrayal. I'm deeply disappointed and resentful. Have kept my distance from 5 months and still weirdly hopeful she'll change. My husband says this is exactly how toxic family dynamics work. You keep trying and they keep the power. She did fly out to my wedding, even if she complained about it, and she's my only sister. Maybe I should just suck it up and go. Am I the asshole if I don't? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. This type of scenario is kind of familiar to me in a way, but me and my sister ended up resolving our issues. It wasn't really completely similar to this, but we had like a situation a couple years back where I felt like she kept trauma dumping on me and she couldn't really understand where I was coming from. This scenario is a bit familiar. However, the only difference is me and my sister had a conversation and we came to a conclusion. We both went to therapy. This seems like someone who isn't emotionally aware of how her feelings affect other people. Your situations in life and how you feel about responsibility. You cannot trauma dump on other people or expect people to jump ahead or jump at any moment notice to console you. That's not how life works. It's not how life works. Everyone has an emotional capacity. Some people are more empathetic than others. Some people are emotionally sensitive more than other people. And if someone cannot handle your trauma, your stress, then that's something you have to accept. Everyone has their own life. And as selfish as it sounds, the whole thing is she's your sister, she's your family. Everyone needs boundaries. And protecting your peace is so important. Her sister sounds like someone who is just emotionally selfish, in my opinion. And her sister seems very hurt, has a lot of trauma. What's the word? She has a lot of trauma that she hasn't confronted. And she's blaming everyone else for her pain. I'm pretty sure more than likely her sister is not the only person that she acts this way towards. I just feel like, honestly, if this was my type of situation, I would either, one, separate myself and have a long distance relationship with my sister, or two, I would go no contact, because this is something that has to be resolved on the other sister's side, the one that is being toxic, because the other sister, the one who wrote this post, seems to be open to having conversation, to talk it out, to reach out for an understanding, and the other sister is just closed in on her mindset, on her trauma, thinking the world revolves around her. And this just isn't a healthy relationship, especially for family. That's my opinion. That's my thought process. Let me know what you guys think. I would love to know your thoughts. Okay, let's read one more because I don't want this video to be super duper long. Okay, guys, this is the last one. This one seems a little bit juicy, My fiance, a 26-year-old male, and I, a 27-year-old female, have been engaged since the 16th of December 2015. Being of African culture, he made his way to my home to negotiate lobola, bride price, and all went well. I met my soon-to-be sister-in-law way before us getting engaged. She was kind, welcoming, and seemed to be loving. Fast forward to the 30th of December 2015. I fly back to Gauteng from Eastern Cape to be with my fiance. The next day we get an invite from my fiance's mom for a New Year's Day lunch on the 1st of January, and we accept. That same day, my fiance took me to the hospital because I had a bad case of the flu, and he didn't like that I wasn't getting much better. During the doctor's consultation, we find out that we're pregnant and are 5 months pregnant. I guess I'm one of the lucky ones who didn't get any morning sickness or grow much of a stomach. On the day of the lunch, we break the news to his mom and sister, and they're so happy and excited for us. They mention a few traditional things, like the mom giving the baby its first name. My fiance shuts that conversation down and tells them it's up to him and I what we name the baby, and we won't be doing that. Later, I'm helping his sister prepare the food in the kitchen, and she mentions a baby shower and or gender reveal for us. I tell her my sisters and friends might throw me one after I break the news to them, and she tells me that's so great and that I'm lucky to have them to do that for me. She also mentions me getting in contact with whoever will be planning it once I know, so that she can be a part of it. I tell her no problem, and we end that conversation. Fast forward 2 days ago, my fiance and I go to get an autonomy scan to find out the gender of the baby, and also find that everything is still going well with the pregnancy. The doctor writes down the gender in an envelope and closes it his sister tells him that she feels like we shouldn't have given the envelope to my sister, and that she's the aunt of the child, dad's side specifically, and that she feels we're excluding her from our child. She ropes in their mom, and now even the mom is going off on him, telling him that she should be the one to have been given the envelope, and she would be the one to tell us the gender of the baby. Also, to remember that I'm married into their family, and that since I'm a part of their family now, I can't decide on stuff like this and have them go along with it without them discussing it first. Right now, as I'm writing this, his mom has blocked him and told him that she'd be withdrawing herself from his life, and he can do what makes him happy. His sister is riding that train like crazy, telling him that it's always been them three together. So, am I the asshole? So I'm gonna start by saying this. When it comes to different cultures and traditions, I feel like that's extremely important to be aware of before you marry anyone. I'm just being honest. If I marry someone who's Muslim, or if I marry someone who is Jewish, or just any type of traditions, religions, any of that stuff, it's important to know if that person is very directly tied to traditional traditions, because it may be something you're not comfortable with, okay? And I feel like this would definitely help with a lot of arguments like this in the future. Now, the mom and the sister, in my opinion, are acting extremely immature. When you're pregnant, it's an extremely sensitive situation for the mother and stressful for the father in some points. So, stressing someone out about having control or direct decisions to your child, aka someone else's baby, is extremely unnecessary and extremely toxic. And it even goes to show how people feel entitled to certain parts of your life. Now, like I said, this could be a tradition, you know, and unfortunately, it seems that they may not have had that conversation before they got engaged. However, at the end of the day, the mother and the father are directly tied to the baby, not the mother and sister. So I hate to be rude, but the mom and the sister are not a do or die when it comes to decisions, when it comes to their child. So personally, for me, this person is not the asshole. I find it interesting that controlling and toxic family members always have this type of power over the other person. They're always weaponizing access, not knowing in reality that's really the way to defeat them. The people who act like this, they feel like you'll never completely go no contact because they feel like you need them, and they consistently try to prey on your guilt and your mental health, and it's just it's very selfish and it's manipulative behavior. So like I said, I don't believe this person is the asshole, and personally for me, I would block his mom right on back and the sister, because there's no way. What do you mean you want to name my child? Hello? Anyway, let me know what you guys think about these types of videos. I would love to do more. I love you guys so much. Make sure you guys check out my last video. Subscribe if you enjoyed this one, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.